Good morning, YouTube. It's me, the BBK. Welcome back to the Bosses Clubhouse. Hey, good morning, good morning. What's going on, Boss King? Hey, baby. Ooh, child. So I had to come over here because I have to show you the video better than I can tell you. But let me see if it's going. Oh, shit, I'm on my phone. Uh, Let me see if I can transfer it to my computer real quick. This is something you got to see. So this morning, I get up, jump in the shower, come out, check my messages, and Momo sent me a video. Shout out to my Momo. Shout out to my boss King Anthony McNeil. Now y'all know I'm getting my laptop open so I can share this video with you guys. Y'all remember when I brought you guys the video about the street lamps, the new street lamps? They were black lights, and we talked about how the black lights would identify whether or not you had been vaxxed, right? It would have this glowing, it would have the purple glow on it, and it would, it would light you up. Basically, it would make you, it would make you glow in the dark, and that would, let them know that you've been vaxxed. And of course, they had the camera on it so that they could see. Hang on, let me get my VPN up. It don't want to come up this morning. And I've been having some strange stuff on my phone I got to tell y'all about too. But, okay, secure. Okay, the damn computer's locked up now. Okay, there it go. Child. So it had the camera on it so they could tell. And I'm guessing, because everything's advancing, the reason, check your camera and your mic. Okay, here we go. Mic check. There we go. Um, the reason for that is they would be able to, send the police. If the police stopped you, gonna trip the entire bleep out. Hang on. Okay, pause, share. This out. Okay.
What do you think? Well, I've had people come up to me and go, "Have you seen the cameras on the street lights?" And I was looking the other day, and I don't think it's a camera, but that green light, maybe another green light underneath it. I don't know what it is, honestly, but I thought I'd do some research. So I just typed in these numbers and those that came up and have a look.
Hang on, it's saying I got a bad internet connection. Can you see the screen? Okay, let me let me take. Okay, there it is. Let me take. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's try it again.
Straight lights. What do you think about them? Well, I've had people come up to me and go, "Have you seen the cameras on the street lights?" I was like, I was looking the other day, and I don't think it's a camera, but that green light, maybe. I don't know, honestly. But like I do.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Oh wow, this is crazy. Okay, so y'all couldn't hear me. Y'all couldn't hear the video. Um, so we'll just have a conversation over here because it don't do me no good to play it if y'all can't hear it. But I'll post the link on my community wall. Here, let me take this other one so I can go back on my. Oh my god. Okay, one of these fuckers I can't get off of here. Remove from stream. Got it. Okay, so since you guys couldn't hear me, it's no need in me playing it. Um, I'll put the link on my community wall. But basically, it's the some street lights that he's putting up, that they're putting up, and those lights. The video explains, well, he looks up the number on the street light first of all, because it had a number, and I'm guessing he must have saw more than one of those street lights and had that same number on it. So of course he Googled the number, and it's a special light that synthesizes your cells. It does something to you. So if you've been vaxxed, then when that street light hits you, it does something. It changes something in your body. Again, if you've been vaxxed. So I'll put the link on the community wall because you guys couldn't hear me. I was saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" Nobody was saying nothing, so I just took it down. It wasn't no need in even going through it. Hell, I was probably gonna have to take the video down anyway. And as you drive by, as you walk by, as you walk the dog, as you ride the bike, pay attention to the street lights, whether it's a black light or a light that has L17 on it. L17. That was the magic number. So, hey, Miss Warrior. So yeah, that's um that's what they're doing. And they've been putting the black lights up. We've known for the majority of 2021 about the black lights and the purposes of the black lights being put up on the street. But if you're noticing, and let me tell you something else. If you when you think about it, there's gotta be money allocated for this. They're running around giving out all of this money to all of these people, these immigrants, and everybody, and these infrastructure plans and everything. You don't think money has been allocated for this? I mean, it's like the preparation of the new zombie world. They're putting up everything everywhere that will affect you if you're walking down the street, driving down the street, riding down the street. If you have ate the applesauce, this is how they're going to control you. This is how they're going to monitor you. These are all of the things that they're getting ready to do to you. So be mindful. Be mindful of your surroundings, not just your safety, not just who's walking by you, who's a set of feet standing under on the other side of a van, not just your safety. Be aware of what's being put up around you: construction, buildings, street lamps, street lights, all the way to the intersection lights, because this is a part of how they'll control you. This is how they will determine who needs to get arrested. I mean, in a minute, we're going to start seeing these flying drones. And as we get closer to their deadlines, to their time zones, you're going to see these drones flying around. As soon, and this is my belief, I don't have any evidence of this, but this is just my belief. As soon as they get to the point to where they're going to start separating you from the children, that's when things will start going into motion real quick. You'll start seeing these drones flying around. They'll be scanning you to see if you've been vaxxed. They got the street lights they putting up now. They've been had the black lights. I told y'all we got black lights down here in my area already along the beach, the coastline. I haven't seen a lot of them up and down through town because when I'm going to the bar or going to get dinner, I don't pay attention because usually I'm going in the daytime. If I go at night, hell, I can't see. But they've already started putting the black lights. The black lights have been up for months down here, and that's not even over the whole city. That's over the busiest part of the city. So when they get ready to start doing these lockdowns, these separations, and things of that nature, that's how they're going to. Uh, that's how they're going to determine who needs to be picked up. That when they say stay at home, if you haven't been vaxxed, that's how you'll get caught out and about. Those lights and cameras are going to shine on you and glow you up, glow you in the dark, in the day. Those drones will be flying overhead and they'll be catching people in large groups. They'll be able to separate who's been vaxxed and who's not been vaxxed just by shining. These new L17 lights that they're putting up are gonna, they're probably connected to the 5G, and I'm sure as we go on, we'll have more information about them. But yeah, they're gonna turn our towns into little smart cities, and this is how they'll control us. This is how they'll identify us. This is how they'll separate us from the kids. Yeah. So it's really getting they're gearing up, and people aren't really thinking about it. People aren't paying attention. Nobody's really talking about it. Shout out, Momo. Thank you for that video, babe. It's really getting kind of scary now, because you could be walking next to somebody, going to the mall, going to the movie, going out to eat even, and all of a sudden they get hit with a volt of something, or the lights come on and it starts jerking and twerking them out, zombieing them out, and then all of a sudden you could be walking next to somebody that put their arms around your throat and try to take you out. And listen, it sounds like a movie because we're kind of really living in a movie. We are. So keep your eyes open on my community wall. I'm gonna put that link up so you guys can see for yourself. Usually I would put it up just for my bosses, but I think since I couldn't show it, you guys couldn't hear. I think I'll put it up for everybody. It was telling me I had a weak internet connection, um, and it had an error message up, and then y'all wasn't able to hear. So I was like, okay, well, that way I don't have to worry about taking the video down. I can just, you know, leave it up. We're gonna be dropping like in that concert if you are. Oh, now see, that's the other thing. Y'all know what happened in that concert, and there was an article where one of the kids who, right before he passed, he had some last words to say, and I didn't watch the whole video because seeing him laid up in that hospital really hurt me. That bothered me so bad. So I just zoned out. I just took it off. I didn't listen to the whole thing. But um, picture those kids at Astro World in Houston. That's a prime example about what happens when that frequency hits you. And let's don't forget, everybody that wants to go to concerts and big events and be around the masses, you are required to have ate the applesauce. You're required. If you ain't ate the applesauce, it doesn't matter how many tickets you buy, you won't get into the venue. So when I look at that at the bigger picture, the bigger level, when I look at that, it's like leading cows to slaughter. It's like you're leading them into this new big fancy house just to take them out. And even if you have been vaxxed, that's probably the biggest motivation. That's probably the biggest incentive for you to stay your butt in the house so that you can try to protect yourself from these frequencies that are going on around you, from these black lights, from these L17 lights, from whatever it is they're dropping in the chemtrails. If you've had the applesauce, if you've been vaxxed, you probably have a bigger incentive not to be around large crowds. One thing about it, I guess you guys won't be turning on one another, but you'll be dropping together. That's gotta that's gotta tell you something. That's gotta put some kind of fear or concern in your mind. And I'll tell you something else. There's an article, and I'll go back and find it and post it on the community wall. There's an article where they asked Tony Fauci if he was going to take it, and he said, "Hell no." Now, what does that tell you? Huh. The man that say everybody need it said he won't be taking it. Do y'all understand what that means? It doesn't necessarily mean that the infection or the virus is not real. What it does mean is that you possibly don't need a vax to get over it, to get well from it, because viruses and infections don't pick and choose who they're going to infect or who they're going to be fatal to. If it's an infection, it infects everybody that comes in contact with it. Good morning, JB. Yep. And see, and that's something else. I mean, there's always mistakes happening when people make these massive plans for folks. So just imagine again, you guys walking to the mall or walking to get something to eat or even walking to a concert and somebody do you remember when you would be outside in your car and somebody would pass by and they would have woofers in the back of their car which amplifies their sound, and they would be playing these songs with a lot of bass, so when the people would drive by it would sound like boom 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 boom, 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 boom. You would hear more bass, and you could probably barely tell what the song was because the bass would overtake the entire message. I could see an accident happening with somebody driving by and their music up real loud, and somebody getting freaked out by the frequency and start seizing or twitching it, or turning into a zombie right before your eyes. It's scary. I'm just saying. If you can hold out to the last minute. A lot of people are losing their jobs. Military, quitting, getting kicked out, getting locked up. Um, we're losing nurses and doctors, and in a minute, we won't have anybody to take care of us, and it'll be a mess. And then before you know it, the immigrants will be over here and we'll be at their beck and call because they would have been and walked into a country that paid them to come here. Now they claim the borders are not opening up in Texas, but it showed a lot of people have been let through. And that's just Texas, the Texas Mexico border. A lot of people have been let through. Research 808 frequency, a death frequency. Uh, 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 uh. And we didn't see it happen, but we know it happened at that concert. And Travis is being crucified. Oh yeah, they looking at him. They looking to blame him now. Back in the day, if something happened at a concert, it wasn't necessarily the performing artists that were looked at and scrutinized. It was the organizers, the promoters, and the venue. No, ma'am. You know why they're looking at Travis? And if you think about it, it should make sense. And I don't know if this is right, but this is my opinion. Because Travis was the one that brought the frequency. Without Travis and his band, it couldn't have been pulled off. Right? So for them to just say, oh, they had seizures, a lot of people had seizures. And had those other people not ran, it would have been a lot more. See, when they kept saying you had to be vaxxed to be in big crowds, and then they start scheduling all of these concerts, I was wondering, that doesn't make any sense. You're saying that your people are not getting vaxxed. Why are you allowing these concerts to take place? They jumped the gun too fast because knowing what would happen if these frequencies would take you out, counting on the frequencies to take you out, they just gave you an appetizer about what's to come for you. But people these days, they not paying attention. They not listening. Hey Kiki, hey Mama. They're not paying attention. They're not preparing. So yeah, Travis is being used as the guinea pig, probably yet again. And it's interesting how he's being crucified for what happened at that concert, and then Chris Jenner is kicking him off of the Hulu show that they got, messing with his money. So how can you continue to have a relationship or to be close and kick it with Kylie the way her mom is treating you about this business arrangement that you guys were in? Like if you notice, I don't think he'll ever get to spend any time with his daughter by himself. If you notice, he's always hanging out with Kylie to be with his daughter, to see his daughter, to hang out with his daughter. I don't think he's ever taken his daughter, like picked his daughter up and left. And that's gonna be a very weird and uncomfortable situation going forward. But you know what? He's the one that got, involved with them. So he'll find out. He'll find out the hard way. Some people you can't tell things. They gotta find out the hard way. It's you know, what they say, it's in our DNA. Yes, I like radiation. I do video I dive on it. As I used to work for Sprint, I learned about the microwave radiation signals. Okay, Anthony. Okay. Yep. Yep. So I'm sorry you guys couldn't hear the video, but like I said, I will definitely put it up on my community wall, so that you can check it out and do the homework yourself. Google it, look it up. And you probably want to go to the second or third page, maybe even the fourth page. The first page will give you results, but don't forget, everybody who comes up on probably the first 5 pages of the results, they paid to come up there first. So those are people that are probably, have a narrative to spin, something that they have to gain because they paid to be at the front of the line. Don't forget, when you searching, the people that come up on that first page, first probably 5 pages, they paid to come up first. So you have to ask yourself, is the information legit? Is the information true? Or is this information? Is this a narrative that they're trying to spin? So you can review the stuff that comes up on the first page, but then I would fast forward to maybe page 5 or 6 and see what comes up back there as well. Remember, that's what got Google sued. It's the fact that they were accepting money from people to be the first ones to come up on a Google search. That was what one of many class action lawsuits was all about. Oh, okay. There's a good light frequency that can heal also. Okay. Dragon Wave radios. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They all say the same thing, word for word. And a lot of times people plagiarize on Google. They just give you the same definition that they got from somewhere else without even crediting the source. So, you have to at these days and times you have to, be aware of what you're searching and where you're getting it from. A lot of times when I look up stuff on Google, I look at the actual URL. See what does it end with? Does it end with .gov? I might believe it and I might not believe it, but I usually always read it. .org is a legit website or a comfortable website that you can, visit if they end in .org. When we were first coming up and learning how to use the internet, .com was the go-to, uh, you know, URL to look up and pay attention to. but not so much today. And I don't even know if people are paying attention to that. It's a lot. It's a lot to learn in school about googling and searching and researching. But I tell you, learning it in reality can be boring until it saves your life. So I hope you guys are paying attention, and I hope you guys are looking into it because it's, yes, you got to be vigilant. Absolutely. Thank you, Anthony. I was struggling to look for that word. Yeah, you gotta pay attention. And I know this subject is not for everybody, but I hope that the people that are tuned out, I hope they're set up and ready. I hope they're prepared. I hope that they didn't miss an opportunity to get their household together and to be ready, because you see everything happening before you. You see the gas going up, you see the inflation, you see the shortages, you know, you see a lot of this stuff happening right in front of you. And I hope it's a motivation for you to get off your ass and do what you got to do. If not, like I said, don't come calling me. I can't do nothing for you. Um, I do want to send out a special prayer to Nolan's girl. She wasn't feeling too well. Uh, she wasn't feeling well. She hasn't been feeling well for a couple of days. Yesterday she did a video, and she showed her face, and I'm not saying she didn't look good, but you could see in her face that she wasn't feeling well, and I was a little worried about her. She hadn't eaten for a couple of days, and that she said that in her video, and so yeah, I was a little concerned with her, but hopefully today she's going and getting some groceries and stuff, and drinking plenty of fluids so she doesn't dehydrate. This thing is real. I just saw on Simply A's community page, and I don't know the person's name because I never watched their channel, but another YouTube holder has passed. Another YouTube holder content creator is deceased. Now, from what I gathered from Simply A's post, and then I looked at the lady's last post, which was a couple of weeks ago, she too had been sick, not feeling well for a couple of days. So go to the doctor, people. Take this shit seriously. I'm not saying that you have to eat the applesauce. What I'm saying is if you've not been feeling well and it's been more than a day or two, go to the doctor and get checked out. Maybe they have some medicine that they can give you that will help you feel better. Um, but do that. Don't if you're gonna self-medicate, if you're gonna take different medicines over the counter, fine, do that. But if in day 2, day 3, if you're not feeling any better, you need to get up and go ahead and go to the doctor. Don't just think it'll blow over, because the people are dropping like flies. And Simply was saying she wished she had said something. She wished she had checked on the lady. And it was a whole comment section of people who are aware of this particular content creator who has passed. Now I didn't hear her say, what she died of. I don't know if she died of Killer Pete. I don't know if she died of some, viral infection. I don't know. She didn't say. But you can look the content creator up and you may be able to even Google it. And there may be some information on the internet about how she died. So just, be aware. When you see something, say something. If you see something, look it up. Get an understanding of what it's for. Be able to answer your questions. Be able to tell somebody what's going on, what you saw. So, you know, yet again, we have another content creator that's saying she's been sick, for a minute now. Yet, she's still giving us updates on how she's doing, how she's feeling. She's cute though. She went and got her hair done. And that's important to get, because getting our hair done makes us feel better. When we go and get our hair and our nails done, it helps us feel better. I don't know. I hadn't seen anything about Terrence J. Anthony. What's going on with him, babe? I don't know. I hadn't seen anything yet. Yeah, prayers going up for Nolan's girl. So I hope she feel better because it would, for me, it would just be the second content creator who passed in real life from a real sickness and infection. It would only be the second content creator who said that they passed and they really didn't. Yeah. And I did a video for my bosses. I gotta upload it because you can't do it from your phone, unfortunately. Or at least if you can, I hadn't figured out how to do it. So I have to do it from my laptop. But beware of these people who are very needy, um, who are always asking for something. It's so many. This is the season for scamming. It really is the season for scamming. If you just want to give to somebody, regardless, go ahead. But we've seen too many people get scammed on YouTube. And you know what's interesting? Somebody will tell us that their house caught a fire, and you'll find out their house really didn't catch a fire, or somebody else that said they homeless, but they really wasn't homeless, and all of these things. And you see people jump up and run to help them and get them money, only to find out weeks, months, days later, it was all a lie. Now you didn't gave these people all of this money, feeling sorry for them to help them get on their feet, and they lied to you. People on here lying about kids dying and ain't got no kids. Come on, it's too much. If you need all this help, get a job. If you're trying to get a car and you're trying to get rid of bed bugs, go get a job. Go start a GoFundMe. Go to church. See that's the amazing thing about church. When you go to church and you get into a church and you're tithing and you're doing the things, you're going to Bible study and things like, those people are there to help you. Now they will put you on the news if you scam them and they find out about it. But it's a lot of that going on. And I for one am particularly I'm particular about kids. So if you come to me with a kid's story, you probably would get me. Well, that's the past tense. You wouldn't get me today. Because who in their right mind would come to a public platform to talk about their shortcomings, to talk about they can't pay their bills, they getting evicted, their car broke down, they need this, they don't have no furniture, they don't have begging motherfuckers do. Excuse my French. Somebody who don't have no shame at all. Because see, when you get to a certain age, when you get seasoned, that's not something that you want to put in the public. You don't want to be sitting up here telling people that you can't pay your bills and you can't do this and you need this and you need. People are more they're more sensitive, they're more prideful. That's not something that they do. Now these kids do it all the time. They don't have no shame. They want to play on your heartstrings, pull on your heartstrings, want you to feel bad for them and do things. And a lot of times, people put themselves in a situation that they didn't plan for, that they're not prepared for. See, you don't go move into a condominium that you can't afford to pay the rent on. You don't go and buy a new car that you can't afford to pay the car note on. You don't go buy a new car that you can't afford to keep the repairs up on. It's just some things you don't do. And if you're going to accept handouts, at least accept them from a reputable company like the Salvation Army or the Goodwill. See, when you start taking handouts from people that you don't know, you have to take precautions. You have to wash things, rewash them, get them steam clean. You don't just be bringing everything in your house because somebody gave it to you. Are you stupid? Because that's what it boils down to. She says also the reason for getting custody. Allegedly, he got shot while being robbed at his house in Sherwood. Oh, I did. I did see a little bit of that. I didn't see the whole. I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see a little bit of that. Yeah, that he got robbed. Yeah, and I don't know what. Well, we do know that the criminals are coming out. This is the season for them to come out. What's going on, D with D baby? Hey, mama. We do know that the criminals are coming out. We know that. We know this is the season and they here for it. My thing is, protect your money like you protect everything else, like you protect your valuables. Because a lot of people come on here just to beg, just to get handouts, just for people to help them. A lot of people come out here with these sad stories, and then what's killing, they don't just have one sad story, they have sad story after sad story after sad story. Like a homeless person shouldn't be in a restaurant every night eating. Come on now. How you in a restaurant every night eating? Nice restaurants too, where they serve white plates. hmm So anyway, yeah, that's where we at. Everything is starting to unfold right in front of you. They putting up all of the mechanisms that they need to, control or take you out. You should pay attention. And again, if you've had the applesauce, you might want to be one of those to stay at the house instead of roaming free with everybody when they're inviting you to come. They want you to roam free so they can take you out. So, anyway, with that being said, thank you all for coming. I appreciate y'all so much. If you wouldn't mind, please hit the like button on your way out or not, whichever way your spirit leads you. We would appreciate it. And while I got this laptop open, if I can get in here and get this uploaded, I'll upload this morning. After I put this link on the community wall so you guys can see it and do your own research. Uh, but until we meet again, I bid thee adieu. Y'all have a happy Friday and a blessed weekend. And I holla. I think a lot of folks. That's true. They weren't. A lot of people weren't taught, and then a lot of people just do things reckless because they want to follow the Joneses. They want to be in the mix. Yeah, these small companies and it's messing up. Will take your money. Small company. Wait a minute. What's a small company ATM? What do you mean, Anthony? A small company? I thought banks had ATMs. Companies making ATMs now. Honey, that's one place. Honey, if you're gonna get your money, go get it from a bank, not a company. Yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would stick to using bank ATMs and not these any other ATMs coming up because anybody else is not probably not FDIC. It's not protected by the FDIC. So yeah. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later.